Well, good evening. I think I'm a little bit on time. Let's get this started too. So, welcome to my blog this evening. We're going to have an interesting conversation. Gosh, I wish I could have had like this in another. Okay, anyway, I'm going to wait a couple minutes and see who comes in and joins us. Um, I want to thank you for those of you that are joining me live now, and for those of you that are doing the replay and listening after hours, whenever. I do so appreciate you, and I do thank you. And I'm hoping, hello, Miss Jerry, welcome. And I'm hoping that this information helps you because that's my goal. Do you want to say that I am going to start doing more evenings? I'm going to do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday mornings at 10:30. Tuesday, Thursday, 7:30, and Saturday morning at 10:30. Hello, Miss Dawn. How are you? Okay, so you guys, I'm just going to get started. I'm just going to be like, greetings, my beautiful light workers. I need everyone's help. I need you to subscribe, like the videos, and share with family and friends. I really I want to get monetized so that I can help as many people as possible. I can lower my rates. Because for those of you that know me, you know that I'm a single person. And nowadays in this economy, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous with people that, have two people in the family. It's just nuts. But tonight, and ladies, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Okay? Okay, so we're going to have some interesting things to discuss, and I'm hoping that everybody will please understand that I am just going off of my experience, my personal experience. I am very scientific. Yes, I have faith. Of course, I have faith. I've always had faith. And I believe that is because my mom passed when I was a little girl and we didn't have family. So, some of you are very blessed to have very close family that are on this side with you. And you're very blessed. But some of us don't have that. But I do have people on the other side, and they really do take care of me. And there's a lot of love. And you guys have that too, obviously. Um, of course, I was going to talk about something else, but I always get the messages. I get my God messages, and people are sent to me who have a recurring theme. So ladies too, I want your comments on this tonight. Okay. Okay. So, okay, well, I should say, as you all know, I'm Janie Daly. I'm your psychic life coach. I'm also a nurse. But I do angel readings, messages from the other side, messages from your divine family, messages from and your divine family, my divine family. I'm going to say I have God, Jesus, the archangels. I have saints, people, my relatives that have passed, and that's also animals that have passed. So they're my divine family. You have your divine family. Okay. Um, the way the other side works is I was raised Catholic. Okay. So I'm comfortable that way, not with a lot of stuff, because through life, I've actually gone to many different types of religions, and I pick and chose what worked for me, meaning what resonates. That's what you always have to do. You have to select things and believe in things that resonate with you, that are wholesome, that feel pure, and are filled with love, of course. Um, the reason I wanted to talk about this topic this evening is because people that watch this, all of you, hello, Miss Jeannie. All of you were very, very intuitive people. Being intuitive is a gift. I actually had somebody confirm something like the military will even like hire people like us. I mean, because I know I can do remote viewing. I know like if somebody asks me something, I can give them an answer uh, with things that are kind of like nuts, I'm going to say. But it's because I have the ability to see some things that most people can't see. But this is because I've been doing this my whole life. I have major gift with animals. My neighbors must think I'm absolutely weird because I know everybody's dog's name. Sorry, neighbors, I'm not mean to be rude if you're seeing this, but I know all your dogs' names. And it's funny too, because I notice like the animals, when the owner's walking away, the animals are like staring at me, turning around, and I'm like, hi. But anyway, that is part of being intuitive. There's good and bad in everything, though, because one of the bad things about addiction, I mean, addiction is the one bad thing about this sixth sense, a heavy sixth sense, is addiction, addictive tendencies, addictive patterns. And I don't know, I feel it's something with the way that our brain is wired. But an addiction can be anything. Could be somebody who cleans too much, could be drugs, alcohol, food, um, obsession with love, anything that isn't considered normal. Okay. Doesn't make you a bad person. If you recognize it, you can work with it. But the thing of it is recognizing, acknowledging, okay, great, got a problem. I got this. When you have situations, and this is what, especially with drugs and or alcohol, it is a scary world right now. As you can see, people will kill each other. People will kill each other over nothing. You can't even go to church. Kids can't even go to school. I mean, it's wow. Because everybody has their opinion and their opinion is right. Ludicrous. You guys, that's ridiculous. It's like the basics are forgotten. And your basic is you came here to help as many people as possible. And everybody watching this stream, you were sent here. So I'm positive you're a light worker. You were somebody that came to this lifetime to help as many people as possible. Our goal is soul perfection. Doesn't exist here. Perfection doesn't exist here. Perfection, not even on the other side, because the goal is to get soul perfection. And with soul perfection, you have a choice. You don't have to do this play again. You have a choice of saying, you know what? I am going to act as someone's guide. I'm not going to Earth. No. I'm going to stay. I will be there. I'll have a couple of people and I will take care of them and guide them through their journey. But to do that, I believe soul perfection is required, or close to it, but I'm going to say soul perfection is required. But that's why you're here. And God gave you a free will. I mean, free will, you're going to make mistakes. Everybody does. Everybody does. Some mistakes are worse than others. But it's like, come on. Does it make you a horrible person? I mean, because I know there's people that they've gone to jail and they think like they should be punished forever. No, no. Everybody can have, I mean, we all have very like a lot of hardships, and some hardships are really tough. And there's a lot of people, you don't have anybody to help you through with this hardship. You feel like you don't. And you're going to make a mistake, but I guarantee you, you learn from your mistakes. That's what counts. I was saying to somebody the other day, being a mom, it's hard because I feel like as a mom, and I was a young mom, I had my first child a living child at 19 years old. So that means I've had children my whole life. And I made a lot of mistakes. But remember, too, I didn't have family life. So I was pretty much growing up with my children. I did my best. I tried to give to them, and maybe this was my problem. I tried to give to them everything that I didn't have, especially holidays. I always wanted holidays to be really nice. But I was strict in some, when I say strict, I'm thinking it's within reason. Go to school. That's all. That's not a big thing. But anyway, oh my gosh, what's this? I'm sorry. Where'd it go? Okay, sorry, you guys. Something popped up on my screen. Anyway, okay. But I was saying to somebody, oh my gosh, at least I said to this person who had gone to prison, at least you can go to jail. You serve your time. And then when you get out, you can have a new beginning. I was like, as a mom, it's like a life sentence. And do you guys agree with that? Hello, Miss Karen. It is. It's like a life sentence. But don't get me wrong. Being a parent is phenomenal. It's wonderful. It really, really is. But okay, so to get to the point of all of this, you have to have your divine family. You have to have someone or something you believe in. You guys, when I was little, we said prayer in school. And kids remember God. Kids remember Jesus. Kids remember Mother Mary. I've had children and clients call me saying, I need to talk to you about my child, blah, blah. And a couple kids are like, I'm really crying. I really miss Mother Mary. She's so nice and I really miss her. Sometimes I see her in my dream, but I want to go visit her more. Yeah. Jesus. Same with Jesus. I really miss Jesus and I just want to go home. Seriously. You may not believe because you're afraid. You may not believe because you feel you've screwed up too much. Excuse my expression. YouTube, I'm not cursing. That's a modern way of speaking. But anyway, yeah. You may feel you're not worthy of divine love. You guys, that's so far from the truth. That's not even close any way to the truth. Each and every one of you is loved so much. Like, I guarantee you, if you would believe in that, you can ask. Okay, let me put it to you this way. It is a strong spiritual warfare. Okay? Very strong. Please, I'm a research rat. I'm a scientific freak. Join me that way. Do your research. And then with paranormal, ask. Ask for direct signs. Ask to have dreams. I like to call them visits. Ask to have visits. Say, God, can I please have a visit? I need to talk to you. Or Jesus, Archangel Michael. Ask. You just need to ask. This is what I contemplated talking about tonight, but here goes. Okay. Everyone is different. Okay. And then again, some people will say, well, I don't want to believe in God because I got to believe some man in the sky and blah, 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 blah. Or they don't want to be controlled. You're not being controlled. You're not being controlled. You are in charge. You are. But it's nice to know that you have, like, when you're lifting weights, you're not supposed to do it by yourself. You need a spotter. When you're swimming in water, yeah, you can swim, but you need a lifeguard in case something happens. That's God. God is there. You have God, you got Jesus, you got the saints, angels, anybody that you feel close to. Like when you say, because some people, like Jeannie will talk about like Mother Mary, because she's got a bond that makes her feel good. Just go through, like, pray. Just pray. Talk in nature. Go out in nature and talk. The reason I'm saying this is I am not considered a born again Christian. I am not considered that. To be honest with you, I don't understand, because as far as being saved, I don't understand that, because I've always had a very, very close relationship to God. I've always had a very close relationship to Jesus. I have God dreams. I get God messages for you guys. And in my God dreams, I am taught some amazing things. And I always ask for proof, and he always gives me the proof. He appears. I have never seen him, just hear him, and the voice is like booming. And it's funny. And I kind of played jokes with him. Like when he was teaching me about a microwave. And it's funny because when I went into REM sleep, right, I am in a desk in a school, actually like a classroom that has like the old fashioned desk, and he's like, "Welcome, Janie." I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" Anyway, so we got on the subject of microwaves, why they were dangerous. Then he says, the first time that you saw a microwave told me when, where I was, even down to what I was wearing. So I go, that's a little stalkerish, don't you kind of think? And he laughed. Yes, I have kind of a sick sense of humor, but laughter also helps to keep you safe, you guys, from anything that doesn't have your best of intention. But they watch you. You're being watched and guided. And as soon as you need help, you call out. Because, and they talk about like he's Jesus coming. To me, Jesus is here. I don't know. I feel like I've seen Jesus, and Jesus lives amongst us. That's why I feel like everybody's getting ready for this being to arrive, and then they're going to be kind. But in the meantime, if you don't have that belief system, you're in trouble. That's not how it works. All you got to do here is be kind. Do your gifts, follow your gifts, help other people, make a difference in this world, a good difference in this world. Make a difference in other people's lives. Kindness is everything. I got to tell you too, because the Weeping Virgin Mary, I think it was Virgin Mary of Argentina, I believe. She was up at St. Anne's retirement several years ago. So we went. It was Jeannie, myself, Mimi, and Mimi's sister. We went. And so we come back. I go back to my apartment, and whenever I have God dreams or any kind of like psychic dreaming, it's almost like a drug dream. You know what I mean? It's like you kind of feel like you do before you're going to have surgery. You're exhausted. You're so groggy. You just need to sleep. Anyway, so I was really tired. I lay down on the couch, and I guess I said, "Oh, that statue was so pretty," because apparently it has been known to cry. So I just dozed for a little bit. And I guess, I don't know, I felt maybe I wasn't alone. So I wake up and I look, And there's Mother Mary. I saw her with my 2 eyes. I saw her and I was just like, because she was beautiful. And then, of course, she was gone. But she was there. She was at the foot of my feet looking at me, which, which I'm sure giving me blessings. Because you guys, I've had so many crazy illnesses and things. Like, technically, I don't even think I'm supposed to be alive right now. But I've had miracles, but you have to have faith. I'm going to get off of this because I do want you to just try to have a belief system, please. Okay. It's really, really important. You can have any culture, any religion, any belief system. Just have one. Keep yourself, keep your soul safe. And you have kids, family members, pets, etc., keep them safe. Pick a side because it is a spiritual warfare. Because the other side of that, like with alcohol and drugs, telling you, you have some lower entities who have not crossed over because they love the feeling of that high feeling, and they will possess humans. They will step in. If you want to research that, talk to people that have had it happen. And the way to do that is what happens is it's the person, they change. They're just like completely different people. Like after drinking, let's say, there was one gentleman, he started to get an accent. There was somebody else. She started to wear like different clothes, like her favorite kind of colors. She didn't like the color anymore. Foods. There was one person who he normally eats weird kind of food, but all of a sudden he didn't like that. So the families were very worried because they're like, thinking maybe their loved one had a brain tumor. And of course, medically, if you feel that, you get your loved one checked out, but that wasn't the case. Wasn't the case. So I'm not asking you to continue drugs and alcohol or drugs and or alcohol, but I am asking you, if you're going to, pick a side. You're not going to be hated and judged or cursed or anything like that. Please. Because here's the other thing about my spiritual beliefs, I'm going to say. I don't believe in judgment. So I'm not going to judge anyone. But and our job is just to help others to live a good life. Okay. For those of you who are looking to go on this kind of a path, or for those of you too who are highly, highly intuitive, I'll tell you what'll happen. And this should make you decide to choose a side, to pick one. Okay, so really quick. Before I started doing this work, I started having this dream. And I was in this big old house with all these rooms. And I look in the rooms, and the rooms were just like decorated with a whole bunch of different things, whatever. And I was like, oh, that's really neat. Oh, okay. Big house, walk around, get around. And boom, there is a huge mahogany staircase. And at the very top of that was a door. I knew that something was waiting for me behind that door, and I knew it wasn't good. But fearless Janie, I was like, of course I was curious, but I wake up. No, that's not true. I went up one step and I wake up. You guys, this went on for probably 5 years. Probably 5 years. And in 5 years, 4 years. It was 4 years. In 4 years, same dream. I'd go through the house and get around to the stairway. There's the staircase, go up another step, and then another. Finally, when I was ready to do this work, I had that dream and it was at the top of the steps. So I opened the door and whoosh, you know how like the attic is like the slanted ceilings. I was thrown up against there. I was thrown up against like the ceiling or the walls. And I didn't see who did this to me, but I could feel it. It was just a force. And it was saying something to me, but I had a cross on. So I just grabbed my cross and I just kept saying, I love God. I love God. I love God. I love God. And it's trying to talk to me, basically telling me that if I choose that side, I could have anything I wanted. Nope. I love God. I love God. I love God. And it kept like, if you've ever been punched in the stomach, like you lose your breath, it hurts. It really hurts. So, yeah. And I just continued. I love God. I love God. I love God. It continued. But I didn't stop. I didn't let it say like anything more. Well, kept talking, but it was like, whatever. I love God. I love God. So I wake up, you guys. I'm still clutching my neck, my cross, and my lips are parched, and my stomach. I was like in so much pain from being punched in my stomach. So that was basically an offer for me. I could have anything I wanted. They watch people like me. If you are like that too and very strong, or even if you're not and just starting to open up your sixth sense and your spirituality, even if you're not even trying to open it, but you know that you have gifts. They do know that. They know about you. Yeah, it's not like you need to introduce yourself. They know, and they will visit you. And they try to get you. And of course, it's, you can have the nicest of everything, right? But you're basically selling your soul. Yeah, please don't do that. It is so not worth it. I mean, really, it's like going to hell. I'm sorry, and I don't want to, but keep yourself safe. Pick a side. You guys, come on. My side, it's a fun side. There's a lot of laughter, a lot of playing, a lot of happiness. After the new year, I am going to start going around and doing speaking arrangements on this topic because I feel it's so important. Because everybody does know like about the different religions and and how they do their thing. I'll tell you, I was baptized as a baby. My mom went to the big arrangements because she was told she could never have children. So for myself and my brothers to be born were miracles. But to her, it was a huge deal to have me baptized. So I didn't obviously remember, but because I know that it was something, because I found the book and everything, because I know it meant so much to her, it meant so much to me because it was done in love. So, when people are like, oh, you need to get rebaptized. Why? Why? You have pure heart, love, kindness. That's everything. So that was my dream. I don't want to scare you guys, but it's like that's the thing too. And people are like, oh, I don't want to talk about, there's good and bad in everything. Everything. There's always duality. There's always. So it's like you can't just close the door because you don't want to see it. That's ridiculous. I mean, again, you have it with your five senses too. You have good and bad. but you don't close your five senses off either. And they all go together. You guys, the sixth sense was told it was bad because people were doing bad things with it. Like when the earth started, apparently. You know, some people got wind of, oh, we could do remote viewing. Oh, we know where somebody has their money hidden, and they were using it for bad. Like I even have put it down, but I have my contract with God, my angels, and my guides. This is my contract with God that I did, oh my gosh, 30 years ago. And I promised to use my gifts for good. And that if I ever use them for anything that wasn't good, that I would turn them over and, accept that I couldn't have the gifts anymore. So that's why. And then, when people want to like talk about things, and it is interesting because even with like the commandments, you guys know how many commandments, right? Can anybody write how many commandments we have? But the people that know that I told don't cheat. Mm. Supposedly 10, right? 10. 613. But it's because we didn't have a constitution back then. We didn't have a constitution. We didn't have law. We didn't have anything. People were running amok. And people need rules. You need rules and regulations. Exactly, Karen, because 10 is all they tell you, but it's actually 613. And I learned that when I was in college taking a religion class. So I did something on the Bible. Yeah. And yeah, that's the honest God's truth. 613. Okay, but also, let's see. And again, the biggest thing is kindness to others. And again, another big thing, please know everybody's done stuff. And you guys, I'm a vault. You can come to me with the sessions. I am told people's deepest, darkest secrets. And for those of you that have had sessions with me a couple times, you see, and I'm going to say God does it for you guys. You can tell me your thing. We get through it. We talk about everything. And then when you leave, it's like God wipes my slate. But it's done for the reason of when you need me again, I will have fresh information. But also, I also feel it's for when people run into me, because like in Bel Air, small town, and I would run into people a lot who would come in for sessions. But, I used to tell them, just remember when you're out and about, I don't remember. I don't remember anything we spoke about. So when you see me, have fun, relax, laugh. But even so, I would never say anything anyway. So just to let you know that. So to request your reading, I want to tell you too, I wasn't going to go so long because I am going to Tuesdays, Thursdays at 7:30 and Saturday at 10:30. But to request your reading with me, you can send me a message on Facebook. You can text me or send me an email to janiedaily@icloud.com or janiedaily@gmail.com, either or. Also, you guys, I feel it's like mandatory to know your numbers. And it goes from 1 to 9, and it's based just on your birth date alone. I'm going to give you an example so that when this is done, you can do your number and figure it out. So I use today's date. Okay. Today is 09/02/2025. If you add those numbers up, it comes to 20. Then you take the 2 plus the 0 equals 2, because you always want to break it down to a single digit. The only time the double digits are really like special is when it comes up to an 11 or a 22. Because when 11 and 22, of course, you're going to take the 11 and break it down to 2. And the 22, you're going to break it down to 4. But those people tend to be really intuitive, very gifted. So pay attention, because you more than likely have some really strong gifts. Yeah, that's the good thing. I mean, the thing, what I talked about tonight, I don't want to scare anybody. I just want you to pick a side. You can't always be in the middle. Do you know what I mean? And be like, oh, I'll just take it as it comes and goes. That's not always good. You have to have a stance in life, you know? I mean, and it's like on topics that are like, I don't know, like Alzheimer's for me. I'm very passionate about that. And I feel like there should be more for patients and their families. So, I'm trying to take a stance by getting ready to participate in walks. But take a stance, pick a side. And you don't have to, not everybody wants to go to church. Not everybody, So you got to do what makes you comfortable. But the biggest thing too is don't be selfish either. Give of yourself. Be kind. And remember, hurt people. So don't be offended. Because we live in a world too where everybody gets offended. And there's a lot of times when somebody's like really mean, it's because something bad is going on in their life or their lives. Do they have a right to take it out on you? Absolutely no. No, it's not right. But sometimes people are so overwhelmed. And you guys, I don't know. It's not like it used to be. And it was, I don't know. I think so. I think that, like, in the olden days, so to speak, I don't know, people tend to, like, I think back of when I was in the working world, in the mortgage business, we had a blast. Like, we literally had a blast. Like, we would go to each other's homes, we would celebrate holidays together. It was fun, and working was fun. It was actually, I remember like driving to work and being excited actually about going to work, because all we would do is laugh. Sorry, Phil, if you're listening to this, but we did laugh, but we did get a lot of work done too. So yeah. But anyway, so everyone, again, I'm Janie Daly. I am your psychic life coach. Please hit the subscribe and the like button and the share, and know that I send to you all many angel blessings. Also, look, I know butterflies are around right now, but dragonflies are really popular right now. Ladybugs. Messages from your divine families for everybody watching this, actually. Oh my God. Have ladybugs everywhere. But yes. Okay. Somebody else is saying moths. There's like some really funky, I guess it's considered pretty. So we'll say pretty moth. It's not the lantern flies. It's a moth. It's brown and it looks like it has like a little dot on it. I think begins with a W. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just being told this, and I know nothing about moths, but apparently this is a sign, and yeah, this is a sign, and it's from the men. Okay. So on that note, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. And I will be back on Thursday evening at 7:30. Again, I will take like any suggestions that you want, anything that you want me to cover, please, just send me an email. Okay. All right. You guys, thank you. Love you all.